All right, we've got more guests here to talk about the Big Blue Book Club. We've got Carla Carter, who is an extension agent for Family and Consumer Sciences, and Mindy McCulley, who is the UK Extension Specialist. Hey, guys, thanks for coming.
Happy to be here.
This is your first journeys on Around 10 with us.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, hope it won't be the last.
Yeah,
now,
right?
you know,
First
you
of many.
newbies, you get used to it, and then you just have to come back.
Yeah.
So I want to tell my cereal.
Let's
My
do
favorite
it. Yeah,
cereal.
question of the day
Awesome.
is Happy Cereal Day to everybody. What is your favorite cereal?
I love Honey Nut Cheerios, especially this time of year when we've just come through Heart Month
Yeah.
and they're still hearts.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's my favorite.
Do they
That's a
taste different, or you just
No,
like
they don't
the
taste different. I just
Yeah.
like it looks more appealing to have a heart in your bowl,
I feel you.
right?
I feel you. Some people like the different shapes. You know, like the Reese's cups. They think the Easter bunnies taste different than the
have
just
heard
the
that.
regular ones.
And the Christmas trees and the pumpkins.
What about you, Carla? Do you have any
Oh, yeah, my
breakfast
favorite
takes?
is Frosted Flakes.
Frosted
I'm
Flakes,
with Dr.
okay.
Kopp on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, don't judge me because I'm an FCS agent, but everything in moderation.
Yeah,
So-
right. I like that.
You
It all
gotta have
fits.
it's the small things
Yeah.
that you can enjoy.
I like it. Okay. Well, speaking of UK Extension, tell us a little bit about what you guys do and what your roles are and all the fun things that happen there.
Got
hear it,
you.
Carla.
No problem. So I am the Family Consumer Science Agent, and everywhere we go, everybody says, what is a Family Consumer Science Agent? And I always have to explain, well, if you're 40 and over, I am your former home economics teacher.
Okay.
Way to go, Miss Manley. Yeah, so I'm a community educator, and I talk about everything from the womb to the tomb. We do parenting classes, food preservation, just you name it.
Well, I mean, everybody's a consumer and family. Everybody's got family, so
Yeah.
it's not like.
Yeah, and we do
Everybody's dealing with that
financial
stuff, yeah.
education, and so in these times it's important. We talk about housing, and mindfulness and self-care. So there is a plethora of topics that we
Yeah.
could talk about.
Yeah, and those are things that people aren't learning in school. If they're really focused on we have to know this, we have to learn the Common Core, but these are like life things.
Right.
that these are things we need to know, and that's why the work you do is so important.
Yeah, thank you.
We have agents in all 120 counties. So on campus, we provide the support that helps them really shine because we are so proud of our agents that are all over the state. And Carla is just one of the shining examples and the wonderful lights, and you all are lucky to have her.
Oh yeah.
So we are excited that she's here and that I'm here today.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I do, and like you mentioned, in all the different counties, I think it is really an important program that the UK does to get that kind of stuff out to all of the different people.
We are
we use
the
it all the
outreach
time.
arm of the
Yeah.
University of Kentucky
Yeah.
because that knowledge can't just stay in Lexington.
Right.
We've got to share it.
Yeah.
And so with our extension agents, we're able to get all of our knowledge, whether it's family and consumer science or agriculture or horticulture or whatever that is. We're able to get that out to the people of Kentucky, and that's our mission.
Nice.
And we have a collaboration with our other land grant university, Kentucky State University here.
Right.
Right here, and they have extension agents that are out there more on a regional role than just county specific, but they're here as well, and we do a lot of one-on-one
Work together.
collaborating with them.
Awesome. Well, I know you guys do lots of stuff, but we're here today to talk about book clubs, which everybody, are you in a book club?
Well, it's called a book club.
So not a lot of reading going
Lots
on.
of talk, a little bit of reading.
Yeah.
It's all there.
That's the fun thing about book
Yeah.
clubs. You can make them whatever you
Well,
want
yeah,
them
and
to
some
be.
I bet there.
book club.
I bet there are people in the club that do actually read the books, right?
Probably, yeah.
That's not you. Well, so tell us about the Big Blue Book Club and how folks might want to participate in that.
So we started the Big Blue Book Club during the pandemic because our agents were telling us that people were isolated and they were feeling the effects of quarantines, and they wanted to connect with other people.
Sure.
And so we started the book club virtually.
Okay.
It was all Zoom, and we had it a couple of times a day or a couple of times a week. People could come if they were available in the evenings or if they were available in the daytime. And we kicked it off with a the happiness expert, Dr. Dave Schramm, who's from Utah State University, zoomed into us, and he was just light in a bottle. You know, he's just so much fun.
Yeah.
And then our first book was How to Be Happy. I mean, that Dr. Sonia Laubomirski, I'm going to mess up her name, but it's all about the happiness scale. And so that was our first book. After we've been through, now we're on our 10th iteration.
Cool.
But after the pandemic, restrictions really relaxed. We found out that this was a method or a delivery method that really resonated with our clientele. And so lots of county offices have started watch parties. And so people will come in and they'll have a watch party and they'll watch the Zoom together. And then our, last fall we did a book club just for young parents, because it was about how to feed your kids, how to get your kids to eat well. And so knowing that those people probably don't have time to commit to an hour, in the middle of the afternoon or middle of the morning. We did it completely. It was asynchronous, and so people could do it when they wanted to. And so we recorded. It was all recorded. And so they could do it in the middle. We actually dropped the shows in the middle of the night because we figured that might be when parents had the time.
Sure.
If they were actually feeding kids in the middle of the night, then they could watch. And so we've really just allowed the books and the facilitator, the content specialist on campus, to kind of guide how we have used book club since the pandemic. So
it's really cool how you guys have just sort of shifted how people, you're meeting people where they need to be, and it's not about, well, here are the rules, and too bad if you can't make it work.
That's extension. That's our role. I mean, we changed nothing. That's the good thing about this job, and that's the part that I probably love. No 2 days are the same. And how we deliver it, we can do the book club this way one time, but then the next time it's totally different. So taking this one on the road, this has been this is going to be a journey, and we're so happy to kick it off here in Franklin County.
Nice.
Oh, awesome. So you're talking about taking it on the road, fitting for the book title that I'm looking at on the desk, right? So what was, talk about maybe the thought process on deciding to do it that way?
Well, I think Mindy can speak to it more from a specialist position, but where we've been doing Zooms and where we've been doing the watch parties, now it's trying to get out into the community, and that's pretty what we do in Extension. We're out in the community. We want to be visible. And this time we have 2 native Kentuckian authors that are going to be able to come. And what better way for them to come than to the Kentucky History Center and kick this off on Thursday at 11 o'clock.
Okay, awesome. And so that's
next Thursday.
So that's going to be be the kickoff for
and we're so excited because Blair and Cameron are they wrote this book, and I call it a love letter to Kentucky because they really got into those little places that nobody has heard about. So Frankfort is special. Not only are you on the kickoff, but you're also the largest city that we're visiting. During our book club tour.
So you're really getting in
we're
there.
We're really going to the off the beaten path places. And so, but we wanted to start here because it is our capital city. And so that just made logical sense to start here.
And we're here.
And you're here. You're here, exactly. But also, this is, it kind of all starts here. This is where we start. And the full title of the book is My Old Kentucky Road Trip, Historic Destinations and Natural Wonders. And so we feel like this is where history starts. And so we'll come to the Thomas D. Clark Center for History and kick everything off. And so Blair and Cameron are going to join us, which is really exciting. Usually, most of our book clubs have had some component, we've included the authors in some way whenever possible. And so it's really exciting for us that the author is going to kick it off.
Of course,
And Blair's right here in town. And so that's wonderful. And then Cameron's going to be in town this week. So that's part of why we chose this date. And so we're able to utilize this wonderful location of our state capital.
Sure.
And get the history in there as well. But then as we go travel across the state, and we are using the book as our guide, as our travel guide.
Very cool.
We're going to those off the beaten path of places. Ooh, that does not roll off the tongue.
Well, but that's what people want. Obviously, sometimes you forget about the big things in your backyard, but it's also neat to find out the little, the hidden gems, right?
So like we're going to Hidden River Cave instead of Mammoth Cave, because everybody's heard about Mammoth Cave.
Yeah.
But have you heard of Hidden River
No.
Cave? Yeah.
No.
So we're doing that in Horse Cave.
Okay.
And so that'll be a fun. And if the weather cooperates, we'll actually have book club down in the sinkhole.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that fun?
Okay.
And we're going to start after we visit here. Then our next place will be Fulton, which is where they have the Banana Festival.
Okay.
Did you know we have a banana festival?
I do now.
I mean, it's amazing the things that
Yeah.
happen. And so we're going to go, and a lot of people said, well, you should go to the Kentucky Derby Museum. I've never been to the Kentucky Derby Museum. Well, that's your fault.
Yeah, right.
It's right there.
You know about it. People know about it.
Yeah.
We're
So
looking
we're-
for places that it's
that
going to
people
be
aren't aware
educational to
of.
people
Yeah.
that, we have that.
So
Yeah.
we're really excited. We're going to go to Henry County, and we're going to learn about a Renaissance fair that comes there every year.
Okay.
And then in Midway, we're going to learn about local food, because that is part of Kentucky culture, local food. We
Right.
love our food, don't we?
We do.
And we like to eat it well. And so we're going to learn about food there. And all along the path, we're going to learn little bits of consumerism. In Fulton, we're going to talk about funding your road trip and why staying in Kentucky makes sense.
Yeah.
We want to spend our dollars locally, and then we also want to, use our own travel dollars judiciously. And so staycations,
Yeah.
Kentucky
I'm all about
staycation
it.
makes a whole lot more sense than going off to spending all your money at Disneyland.
Well, and
right?
and then when you have a Saturday and you're like, I don't know what to do today, and it's
Yeah.
like you can do something. You
That's
don't,
right.
you know what I mean? It's an
I
automatic.
can go over to Midway and eat.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. So we'll wrap up in Lynch, which is Portal 31, which sounds kind of otherworldly, right?
Yeah.
It's a coal mine. And so how many people have been to a coal mine?
No,
I
never.
haven't. So I'm going to coal mine.
There you go.
And so
Check it off the list.
they actually have and they have a museum there about coal mine, and that's part of our Kentucky history.
Totally, yeah.
Totally,
Here we were built on coal, so
Right.
let's go find out about it.
Yeah.
So
Wow, that's awesome.
That's very cool.
So how many stops total?
So there are 6. Y'all are the first one, and then we
Okay.
have, and this is the introduction.
Yeah.
So don't panic.
Okay.
Carla's got some books to give away.
Okay.
So if you haven't had a chance to read, it's all good because we're just introducing it this time.
Right.
And then now from June or March 13th through June 13th, we're going to be traveling the
Okay.
state. So we're not going to do it like in a week. We're going to take a couple of months and leisurely go across the state. But we have 6 stops total
Okay.
that we're going to be making.
And so you'd love for people to come join you
Yeah.
at all of these, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
sweet.
yes.
Is there someplace people can go to find out when you're going to be where and
Yes,
do you have
so
to
we have
sign
a
up?
website. You can go to our website. It's ukfcs.net
Okay.
/Big Blue Book Club.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
And I think that we're going to have a QR code on the screen
okay.
in a minute. But
Sorry,
yeah,
didn't
there
mean
we
to
go.
jump ahead.
Yeah. Nope, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And then also, where we're talking about, where can you get the book? I do have some limited copies at my office.
Nice.
And so, shout out to Marianne Birch, who won the very first book. And so, we're going to do some, question and answer things and try to give the books away. But our local bookstore, Poor Richards, is putting the book on display. So, we'll make sure that those stops are included. And I think
okay.
that she was going to go ahead and get that out there today.
Awesome.
Nice. So the first event is next Thursday at the History Center. What time did we say? What time?
11
o'clock.
11 a.m. Okay. And so you don't just show up. You don't
Yeah,
have to.
so please register
Okay.
at the website or
Okay.
the QR code. You can go and register there, just so that we know that you're participating. And then we'll have more information about how you can register locally too. So that just will make our life a little bit easier.
Oh yeah, sure.
So that Dr. Seaver at the so I forgot to tell you that Dr. Seaver at the History Center is going to be talking about the Kentucky Historical Marker Program.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So that's really exciting too, because you see these signs, the green signs or the brown
Right.
signs on the road.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, so I wonder what that says.
Right.
So it's a whole process to get those.
Yeah.
Oh, it
developed.
is. Yeah.
And so he's going to talk to us about that. And,
Nice.
And I know they've been taking some time to go back and do some repairs on
Right.
some. And yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
So he's going to even have a sign there that it's not going to ever be hung because they found out the information was wrong.
Oh,
Oh,
So-
yeah.
that happens.
So he's going to show us a
Some of
sign.
them didn't age well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep. So there was such a thing as fake news back in the
Yeah.
old days.
Yeah.
And it got on a sign, and when they went to repair it,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
they checked it out and found out it wasn't true.
Very
So-
interesting. Yeah.
Any other things that coming up that you guys want to talk about, like events or specific here in Franklin County? That
Thank
you.
you. I appreciate that. So, Franklin County is fortunate enough to have 4 program areas. Not everyone has a agriculture, a family consumer science, 4-H, and a horticulture individual. We do, and we're very fortunate. So 4-H camp just kicked off. They opened up registration on this Monday.
Oh, that's important news.
Yeah.
Very
'Cause
important
I gotta
news
get my
for the
kid
summer.
in. He loves doing
Yeah.
4-H camp.
Well, so I can go ahead and tell you the girls already have a waiting list.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And the boys, as of yesterday, there were probably about 10 spots available.
Okay.
So go ahead and get registered
I know.
for that. 4-H does lots of great things, and they're in our schools, and so the camp is a really big piece
Yeah.
and component. For horticultural, they'll be doing a seed swap tomorrow. I believe it's at the library. And then they also have, in conjunction with my nutrition education person, they're doing a herb mastery garden class on March 13th. So if you need to know how to use these herbs,
Yeah.
they'll be teaching that. My big thing is going to be Move Your Way. It's using bingo size. It's a program that is taught from Western Kentucky University, and I teach it at the Capital City Activity Center every Monday and Friday at 10 o'clock.
Nice.
But we want the biggest bingo size Move Your Way program there, and that's going to be on April 24th at the Extension office at 10 o'clock. And then can't leave out my ag agent, Keenan Bishop, love him dearly. Farm City Field Day. It's
Oh,
an
yeah.
event that everybody looks
Oh,
forward
yeah.
to every year. It's going to be on July 10th. Now, this year, you all, we're changing it up. We want to make sure that everybody can come out. Normally, traditionally, it's during the day. Early part, we're going to 5 to 8. And we're going
that is a change.
It's a change, and we're starting with the dinner first, which
Okay.
dinner is usually last. But we
Right.
want to make sure that even the farmers and
Yeah.
the ones driving and our stops will be able to eat
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
fellowship with
Yeah.
everybody. And this year we're going to have it at the Kentucky State University Research, Harold
there.
Benson
Oh, awesome.
Research Farm.
That's a great venue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh man, you guys got a lot going on. We'll be sure to remind everybody as they come closer to make sure that they get out to those events.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We usually have Tish Shade from the chamber come out and talk about Farm City
Yeah.
and about the event. So
And they can always go to our website at franklin.ca.uky.edu.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in on a Friday morning and
you.
talking
Happy
about
to
all
be
these
here.
awesome things. And next Friday, or next Thursday rather, 11 a.m. History Center, but register first and
yes.
be part of the My Old Kentucky road
Get
trip.
your book.
Yeah.
Get your book. Get your book.
All right.
and there, go back. Where's the QR code?
Oh yeah. Okay.
There it is.
about it.
Keep bossing them around. The Big Blue Book Club. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you guys again, and have a great weekend. And
Yeah, thank
don't
you.
be strangers. Have to have you
Yeah,
back
now you have to
again
come back because
sometime.
you'll have so much going on, and
Yeah.
we'd love to have you